The BMW X3 is like the inverse of childhood nostalgia. When I go back and play all the computer games I used to love as a kid, they're actually a bit rubbish now. Crash Bandicoot, nowhere near as good as I remember it. The BMW X3 though, is the other way around. The latest version of the X3, I don't rate it very highly. It's built down to a price and it feels quite cheap inside, but it's not as good to drive as the previous version, which we've got here. So in this video, we're going to find out if the old BMW X3 is actually still king of the X3s, as if they need some kind of like system of royalty. I don't think they do, but we're going to pretend they do. This is a 2021 BMW X3 with 50,000 miles on the clock. It's still not cheap at just over 32 grand, but that's because it's a top spec M Sport with the Tech & Plus packs, but also the daddy of all SUV engines, the 3-litre 6-cylinder diesel. With 286 horsepower, it blends performance and fuel economy. Delightful. This generation of the BMW X3, called the G01, came out in 2017 and ran until 2024, and it was facelifted in 2021, but this is one of the last of the pre-facelift cars, if that makes sense. The facelift really did make it look quite a bit more modern, with thinner headlights, with sharper daytime running lights, and a bigger grille that joined in the middle. This one hasn't got any of that, so you could argue it looks a bit dated. I think it actually looks like a bit of a classic BMW. Now, because this is a top spec M Sport model, it has got LED headlights, so when it's behind you in your rearview mirror, yeah, it does give proper BMW screw you vibes. I like it though. It's got presence, and because it's an M Sport, all the silver bits are blacked out, including the roof rails as well as the window trims down the side. Now, it's 4.7 meters long, so it's a proper rival of things like the Audi Q5 and the Mercedes GLC. Let's check out the inside, because it's not the facelift one. It's quite old in there, but also I think better built and more charming than the new ones. Yeah, it's quite old in here, but I really don't mind it. And considering this car has got 50,000 miles on the clock, it's worn them really well. The steering wheel's got a tiny bit shiny up there, but that is about it. It feels solid and like a tank. The new X3's got weird wobbly plastic switches on the doors, and when you shut the door on a new one, it sounds like a tin can. This one sends a thud through your entire colon. It's really nice. But anyway, you get this not massive infotainment screen up here in this pre-facelift car. It's still got wireless CarPlay though, and you've got a wireless charger down here. You've got a proper gear knob. You've got your driving mode buttons down here, the iDrive controller, so you can use this as a touchscreen or like that when you're driving. You've got decent storage under here. Still got USB-C, which is pretty much bang up to date. A big glove box that's felt lined, big door bins, which aren't felt lined. But the highlight for me, these sport seats. They're really huggy, but they're really comfortable. And the bolsters haven't started sagging and going horrible on them. It is properly built. Digital dashboard as well. Honestly, there's nothing in here that really makes me want the new one. It's got bigger screens that are stuck on everything, but whatever. This one's got a head-up display, which is a lot smaller than what you get in the current one. But really, I have no niggles about the interior of this X3, which is good because when it was new, it was probably £75,000. Right, before we talk about the back seat space, apologies for the darkness in here. That's just my soul leaking out of my nostrils. But otherwise, I've got enough room in here to swing a rhino. I'm 6'3". That is my driving position. I have got plenty of knee room, plenty of foot room, plenty of headroom. The only thing I would say is the seat backs feel quite upright compared to something like a Mercedes GLC. And you've got a big hump transmission tunnel in the middle of the floor. So middle seat passenger, they've got quite a narrow seat and nowhere for their feet. But you've got 2 USB-Cs down there. You've got a zone of climate control. You've got this armrest that pops down with cup holders that flap open. It's really easy to get to the ISOFIX points, and I've got really big door bins. And when you close the door, that is nice and low, so it doesn't feel claustrophobic for your kids. In terms of being a practical family SUV, this kills it. It's brilliant. Now, I mentioned retro computer games at the start of this video, and I think the facelift version of this got really nice taillights with a hole here, and they remind me of Master Chief's energy sword in the Halo games, but this still looks very nice. And you've got the 30D badge down there to tell everyone you bought the one with the best engine. Now, obviously you've got an electric opening tailgate. You've got 550-litre boot space, which expands to 1600 when you flip the back seats down. But you have to do that manually because there's no fancy levers here. Nice flat load lip there. You've got a 12 volt. You've got some curry hooks there. Under here, which is a bit stiff on this one, you have got a big old space at the back there for hiding valuables. out of sight. And that clips back down like that. So actually, it's a really good family car. Lots to like about its boot space, if you like boot spaces, which I do. I've got an OnlyFans just for boot spaces. Right, let's go for a drive in the BMW X3. And the first thing I noticed when I get into this is it does feel like a classic BMW. You can put the seat nice and low and get a nice reach to the steering wheel. You can actually pull it right out into your lap if you want to. So it feels a bit like a jacked up 3 Series estate, which is lovely. The steering's got a nice heft to it as well, but really it's the smoothness and the creaminess. Oh, sorry, having a moment. I love a 6-cylinder diesel engine. It just pulls effortlessly. It feels like you've got perfect amount of power for pulling yourself along, and it makes a nice noise as well. Now, 6-cylinder, 3-litre diesel, you might think it's going to be really uneconomical, but actually because it's quite a lazy engine with the 8-speed automatic gearbox, you end up getting close to 40 mpg, which considering I've got 286 horsepower and a 0-60 time of 5.7 seconds, I think that's a really good trade-off. Now, you could get this with 2-litre petrols, 2-litre diesels, or you could go mad and get the X3M competition with 510 horsepower and an M3 engine. Now, that car is firm from my experience, whereas this, in its comfort mode, is really cosseting. Like through a bumpy town like this, it just wafts, it properly wafts, and it's got adaptive dampers, so if you put it in sport mode, it firms up, and then you've got practically no body roll in the corners, and it's one of the most entertaining SUVs to drive this side of a Porsche Macan or a Cayenne. It is deeply impressive as an all-rounder. There's very little about this that will annoy you. Even the view out the back corners is quite good. The mirrors are a decent size. Honestly, it's hard to criticize the way this generation of X3 drives. Now, I drove the new X3 at the end of last year. It was just a bit too firm and fidgety, whereas this is like getting into an ice bath. It is genuinely lovely. I love the way it drives, and it's got that sporty BMW edge we've all come to know and love. I should point out that this one is a late pre-facelift car, so it's actually got a facelift engine with mild hybrid technology, so you've got a little 11 horsepower boost of electricity when you floor it, but mostly it just helps you get a better MPG figure. Let's head back for a conclusion. Hopefully I've not come across sounding like a granddad in this video, but everything was better in my day, notably the BMW X3. It just feels like it's built like a tank compared to the new one. Yeah, it's got this lovely driving experience that even if you're not into driving, just feels very satisfying. That 3-litre diesel engine is strong, it's torquey, but also quite economical as well, while being very smooth. It's refined and it's comfortable. And despite being nearly 5 years old, it's still got things like wireless CarPlay and loads of USB-C connections, so you're really not missing out. I kind of want this car. Downsides, well, I guess if you compare it like for like with the new one's got more whizzy screens and things like that, but lots of people don't like that stuff. The new one might look a bit fancier. I think it looks a bit garish. This looks a bit classier. So for me, this is the perfect generation of the BMW X3. I really quite like it. Now come and buy it before I get tempted. Anyway, if you've liked this video, please hit like because it helps us out. Do a little jog. That's a very camp jog. I love that. Subscribe to the Motorpoint YouTube channel. Go down to the comments and tell us which BMW SUV you would have. It's raining quite heavily. That is great jogging. That's the only exercise you've had all day. Look, he's got his little shoes on and everything. Did you get yourself dressed today? That's really good. Well done.